What is going on, guys? We have a very informative, instructional video for you guys today. We're gonna show you guys, I'm pretty sure you saw from the title, how to move your radiator up on a Sportsman 570. I'm not too sure if it'll be the same for any other bikes. Maybe the 450 for sure. But any other ones like 850s and stuff like that, or even older models, I'm not too sure. So if you have a 570 or a 450, I'm pretty sure it's pretty much the same installation. So let me show you what we got and what we have done to the 570. The 570 is all snorkeled up. It is literally looking like a freaking monster, guys. We finished the rad, we finished the snorkels up top. This is literally the freaking nicest rad you can buy on the market. N2 Deep Customs, check them out on Instagram. Leave that on the screen. Check them out on their Instagram, their website, everything. I literally have a discount code for you guys, 10% off on all their website using the code FOXY10. If you don't have a rad for your four-wheeler, get a rad. You need snorkels, get a snorkel from them. High quality stuff and very durable. So guys, this is the rad that I ended up going with. It is an N2 Deep, low profile rad relocate kit that they make for the 570s. In my opinion, I definitely think they make the best rad. So if you're looking for a rad, reach out to them, use my code FOXY10, get your four-wheeler set up right, and you will have one bad, mean machine, guys. All right, so for the four-wheeler, if it is your first time stopping by, this is a 2019 Polaris Sportsman 570 on 28x10 Mutta In-Laws 14-inch Pro Armor wheels. And I have an N2 Deep rad kit, homemade snorkels. I should have ordered my snorkels from them, but I had already bought them whenever I got the sponsorship deal with them. And then back here, I have a Boss speaker. I have not done a review on it, just I really don't use it when I'm recording for copyright purposes and stuff like that. But that is a speaker I have. It is actually really loud. If you guys want one of these speakers, you can actually pick these up at Walmart. I think for like 80 bucks, and it is literally the best bang for your buck. One of the loudest, nicest, cheapest speakers you can find, and it's completely waterproof, or at least I think it is. I mean, I've sprayed this thing down a whole bunch of times and it still fires up perfectly and I haven't had any problems with it. So check that out if you want one of those. And I was gonna do an install video on my rad kit, but I didn't really know how to install it. It was my first time. I had to read a whole bunch of instructions and I didn't really think I could make an instructional, informative video for you guys. But my buddy, he does have a wild board kit. It's pretty much the same thing. It's a little bit uglier. It's not an N2 Deep Customs rad, but we're gonna go help him install it, show you everything you need to do to get your rad up on top. And it's pretty much the same steps as for this, and show you how to do it. Because if I'm being honest with you, I've looked on YouTube and I mean, there's really no videos. There's one video for like a really old four-wheeler. So we gotta get up to date with it, bring you guys along, and let's do this. What's going on, buddy? You ready? What are we doing today, Chris? Go ahead, tell them.
We're gonna install a radiator
on this
wild boar on the Polaris 570.
All right, let's do it. All right, just got here. Like I said, it's the exact same four-wheeler that I have. It's a 2019 Sportsman 570. It's actually really nice. I like the color a lot, but I didn't want to copy him, so I ended up going with the green. And then another buddy that we have ended up buying the same four-wheeler that I have, so it wouldn't have mattered. Anyways, here is the kit that we're going to be installing. It actually does have some instructions just in case, but I'm pretty sure it's self-explanatory, just like the kit that I installed. So here's the wild boar. If you guys haven't seen these are notorious for having that little boar pig looking on the front. I have the stands here, have all the fittings, pipes, screws, and everything that we need to get this thing hooked up and ready. So he has this here, then he has the snorkel setup. So we're gonna do this another day. We're gonna do this first, and he's gonna back it out and then back it back in, and then we should be getting somewhere. All right, so pretty much the radiator's down here. We're gonna move it from down there up here. It's pretty simple to get to it. We're gonna have to take out these Torx bits, these push pins, and you have some more Torx bits down to here. But to take off the lid, we're actually gonna have to, you have some Torx bits right here too. So take those two out, take these two out, these two, and the whole front end comes off. So I'll pick you guys up whenever we have that off. Alright, you take those out, then the top lid just comes right off, and then as for the headlight assembly, you just kind of pull these off as well. Give it a nice yank, should pull right off. And we have one on this side too, and I think that's it, but if not, then I'll let you guys know in a bit. Once you have everything disassembled, you have to connect the coolant pipes. We have one here, we have one here, and we have one up here. And with doing that, that drains out all the coolant that you have inside of it. We rolled it down so it wouldn't make a mess inside. So, you know, try to get a bucket or at least do it outside. It should drop like 2 to 2.5 quarts of coolant. So undo those and it should come right out. You start disconnecting those, it should come out, but what's gonna help it a lot is if you disconnect the top radiator cap thing. So these are 4 Torx bits as well. You have to take these out, and this whole cap up here should just come right off. Once it comes off, you can undo this right here, and it should help it to drain it quicker. Alright, so we have the whole front end off. We ended up disconnecting the 3 hoses like I said. Let that drain out a little bit. And then what you want to do next, you have a power switch right here. That's for the fan. You got to disconnect it. It's right here. Disconnect that. You have to do undo the bolts that are right here. I'm not really too sure what size they are, but 2 bolts right here with the grommets. You got to take those out, and then this is pretty much loose. What you have to do now, you're gonna undo these little screws right here. These little screws right here that are holding in the fan to take out the radiator. So undo the fan and then take that out. So we have taken out the fan. It is right here. My buddy Chris is washing the radiator to get it nice and clean. Next thing you have to do, you have to take out these Torx bits, undo this hose right here, take this out because we're going to remount that to the top, I'm pretty sure, and put everything back together. You're going to have to align. You're going to want to mark holes and make sure that, you know, everything's set the way you want it. And then once it's set, you're going to have to run your coolant lines. You have 3 of them. Where's the second? 1, 2, and the fill one up here. So we're gonna put everything back together, get this off. What you really just need is the lid on top, just so you can mark exactly where you're gonna screw it down and stuff. So as of taking everything apart, that is the final step, just taking off the fill cap. And as for this, all you have to do is just sit this right on top. You don't even have to tie it down. Just sit it right on top, kind of latch it down, and that's that. So now the next thing you want to do regarding whatever kit you have, N2 Deep Customs, the best freaking rad design ever, or a wild boar or anything else, you're going to want to assemble it. You have instructions for it, so I'm not going to go into detail with that. You have instructions on how to assemble all of that, so I'm just going to assemble that, put it on top, mark my holes, and I'm going to want to center that and strap it down, tighten it down, bolt it down, whatever. Get it ready to run up the coolant pipes and to get this knocked out and finished. All right, so we have the wild boar kit all wrapped up, all bolted up. So pretty much, like I said, you know, regarding whatever kit you have, you should have instructions. So we ended up bolting up the radiator to it, got the fan up to it, got the cable down here. We still got a run longer cable to connect it, and we're actually gonna run the snorkels up through the middle instead of on the sides like the traditional ones. We just think that looks a lot cleaner and a lot better. But as of right now, what you want to do is you want to mark it so we can make the holes for it and get this thing tied down. So the only thing that we're gonna have to do is run coolant pipes and run the line for the electricity and put up here the fill tank. Other than that, that's all you need. It'll keep you updated on what's next, and let's make these holes.
We got it centered and bolted down. Sun's about to go down, about 20-25 minutes left, so we're just gonna finish off here and put it away and keep it going tomorrow.
That's right. And like that, guys, it is the next day. Well, not the next day, it's actually like 2 days after, but point is, we're back to finish up my buddy's radiator. We have everything taken out. We have everything just pretty much just to connect. We have the coolant pipes right here, and the tank fill one, which is right here. So we have to put this one in, run the pipes, extend the power cables. Instead of red and white, red and black, it's blue with red and black with black, obviously. And just have to extend those to be able to connect this so it runs. Just put everything back together, and that should be done for this. So right now what we're gonna do, we're actually gonna get measurements to run the pipes, the coolant pipes, and just figure out where we're gonna run them. I don't know if he wants to run them, because with these, honestly, you could run them through here, through this hole right here. You might have to drill a little bit around it. I'm not too sure. I gotta see his piping. Or you can just run them through the back, or if you want to make a hole right in the middle of the lid, then you can also do that. But I'll pick you guys up when we are going to be running the first pipe. All right, guys, so whatever kit you buy, it should come with a hose like this to run your coolant pipes. I think this is 3/8 of an inch or an inch, probably a little smaller. But it also comes with these adapters, which is the 90, then it has 2 little other smaller ones. So for this one, we have this one ran already. Well, actually it's up here. We have it ran, it's right there. We're gonna put the 90 onto that one and then put it onto this one, and then this side's gonna be done, and then that hose is gonna come over to this side, which is just gonna be ran to this right here, ran through the back, brought down, and connected to this one. And for this one, we'll just use one of the little extenders, but I'll show you what it looks like after so you get an idea. All right, so we have the connections ran, got it clamped, hose ran down, and into this, like I said, we put it to a 90, clamp on both sides. We just use a factory one since, you know, those seem to work pretty well. And then on this side, we connected it with the extender to here, clamp, factory one. We ran it up to the bottom piece. We probably could have just drilled a hole through the lid, but for now we're just gonna leave it like this. And after that, what's next, you have to extend this power adapter. So you're gonna wanna cut it like around here. Your kit should come with extra electrical wiring, and you just adapt that, wrap that with tape or waterproof it somehow, and other than that, you should be set. So we have everything ran, we have everything connected, even the wire cable. We have it ran all through. It is right here. We still have to, so after you do it, you have to run your machine, wait for it to heat up, and make sure that the fan kicks on to make sure that, you know, everything's working properly. Only thing that we have to do now is put in the fill drain cap right here and extend the clear tubing right here. They gave us another one with the package, so you just gotta extend it. It's actually right there. I don't think it'll focus. Oh yeah, it's on the floor. But you just have to do that. I gotta find the cap, and then I'll show you guys what you have to do, how to fill it, and that should be it. When it comes to putting in the drain plug, you can keep it down there, but I actually like to move them up here, just for the reason that, you know, it makes it easier to fill and stuff like that. So I'm gonna leave that one there. Have to tighten this down, then run the drain for this. I'm gonna use the clear tubing that they gave us to reach all the way up here. And other than that, we just gotta fill it up, run it, and test it. And to install the overfilled drain, so we're gonna bring it up right through the middle as well. But it's right down here. It's actually this bottom. Let's see if I can see it. It's just the bottom piece right here, and right here. You're just gonna want to undo this, put it upside down so your coolant doesn't leak out, or whatever you have in there, so it doesn't leak out. And you're just gonna detach the bottom one and then reattach that one. I actually think, yeah, that's nothing but mud. That is weird. I don't know, but you guys should definitely not have any mud in yours at all. I have no idea why he has so much mud in there, but we'll get that situated. We'll get all this out of it. Probably run some water through it, wash it, and pour some new coolant in it, because this is bad for the four-wheeler, definitely. So we have this unscrewed. We undid the bottom and the top. I was just gonna tell you guys to flip. And so look, here's the thing: if it is not dirty and not filled with mud, it's better just to keep this attached. Just flip this off, take off the clear tubing, and then put on the new one, and then drop it back down. But if yours is like this, which it shouldn't be, but if it's full of mud, you're gonna want to drain that out. Probably run some water through it, clean it out, and then bring it back and put it back on. So I'm gonna go clean this, put some water in it, shake it around, and we'll be back to putting this on. All right, you guys, so we're back. It has been cleaned. So then what you're gonna wanna do is connect the clear hose to the bottom of it. It's a two-hand job, so I can't really record. I really need to buy a tripod for you guys, but you just slide that on through. You grab your screw, you're gonna put it back in. You can put this on now. I'd rather just wait, leave it undone, so when the coolant gets here, we can just pour that in. But this, you're gonna wrap this up through the middle and just bring it up to the top and connect it to the fill cap. So you screw that down, you get the the clear hose, run it up through the center, run it up, and it's pretty self-explanatory. You just kind of connect it to this right here. And coolant just got here. We're gonna pour that in, turn it on, and hopefully the fan starts. It was a little bit weird because the cable that they actually send you is black cable. I don't know if it really matters or if it differs or not. I'm just used to red and black, but we connected it, and if it turns on, then I guess it works. So just gonna pour that in, and we should be ready, guys. All right, so here's a helpful tip for you guys. You can honestly use any antifreeze or coolant that you want. You do not have to buy the specific Polaris brand. I actually did end up buying the specific Polaris one, but ended up costing me like close to 30 bucks. And I read on some forums that said that, you know, you can really use any kind, which kind of makes sense. So I ended up returning that, and you can actually pick this up at, you know, any of your automotive places. I think this one was only 12 or 10 bucks. So we're gonna fill that up here. Like I said, you just unscrew this, fill it up until it fills, and turn it on, take it for a ride, make sure that the fan turns on, make sure that it doesn't overheat, and if that does, then you'll be ready to ride, man. So let's fill it up. All right, so it takes about 2 quarts, 2.5, depending on how much you have in it already. You have to kind of elevate it like this so it keeps pouring in, and you just keep filling until it won't fill anymore. All right, so we have filled the cap, started it, gonna wait for it to heat up, and there we go. Fan turns on. I was about to say, it starts heating up at 199, the fan kicks on, or it should. Kicked on, everything seems to be working perfect. I guess you can use any type of cord as long as it works. And this is it. Now we just have to put down the bottom bumper. It's a Wildboard kit. Like I said, it's a really nice kit, but you know, if you really want a nice one, definitely hit up N2 Deep Customs, a low profile and not your standard everyday rad looking kit. We're gonna go riding. We have the 570 over there, and he's actually gonna run up the snorkels behind his rat just like me, but that's gonna be for another video because we're gonna go ride today, and you know, so we can have time to go ride. So this is it. It looks really sweet, and that, ladies and gents, is how you do a rad relocate kit.